Hi, my name is Cherylle Lewis. I'm an entrepreneur and a classically trained chef. I live in Queens, and I have a catering business and meal prep business called Cherylle's Kitchen. And from that, we have birthed Cherylle's Cafe Corner. So what sparked my love for cooking was my desire to be a little more confident with cooking, if that makes any sense. Growing up, I loved my mother and my grandmother's food. But I grew up in a place where we weren't allowed in the kitchen. It wasn't a place for kids. So when I got to that age where I really wanted to do my own cooking for myself, that was kind of what sparked my interest into culinary school. Just being trained and kind of having that confidence in the kitchen is what got me into culinary school. Yeah. I originally had left the food world to kind of get more into fitness. At the time, I kind of suffered a traumatic loss in my life, and food was kind of that thing that was adding extra pressure. I was in corporate catering, and I kind of walked away from it. And the pandemic got me back into cooking, because the first thing that was closed were gyms and movie theaters. So I got back into actually cooking meal preps for some of my fitness clients, and they were just trying to support me in a different way. And I started doing meal prep in my home, and eventually we kind of outgrew the space, and I began looking for, I wanted a food cart, you know, and my mother was like, absolutely not. She was not trying to fill the food cart. She was like, what are you gonna do when it rains? What are you gonna do outside? And I was just like, no. I think I'm going to be amazing at the food cart. I had a lot of support from like my local park community. So I was on board with the cart, and my mom told me to price out a food truck, and I was like, we're gonna price it. Let's see what it comes out to. So we priced out the food truck, and I was like, is there money that you don't know that I have? How are we gonna afford this food truck? With everything that I wanted, it came back like 6 figures for this brand new truck. And I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I was actually running late for a fitness class, and I took a different route to get to work. And on my route, there was a for sale sign on this food truck. And I started to inquire about the food truck and all the things. And when I say I was super excited about the food truck, I thought the food truck was gonna be my golden ticket, my thing. And yeah, it kind of got me looking for a commercial space, because we needed that for the food truck. And that's kind of how I found this location. When I first got into this space, there was a cafe in the lobby. And originally the cafe was open. There was another person, and they were kind of transitioning out. I believe I got like a coffee and apple turnover from them, and like the next week they were closed. And I just kept asking about the cafe. I kept saying like, hi, what's going on with the cafe? I would love to be in the cafe. Who's in for the cafe? What's happening? And at the time there was another director, and he just kept saying like, we don't know. We did some proposals for like wholesale in the cafe, but it wasn't anything solid. And then I had sent a text message out, and all the cards were aligning. I sent a text message out, again, just talking about the cafe, like, hey, the cafe is still closed. What's happening with the cafe? And that next day we had like a workshop here. There's a whole bunch of workshops, and just following up with the workshop, they were basically like, oh my God, I heard that the proposals are going in for the cafe. And I was like, who do I need to talk to? Who do I need to talk to? So they referred me to the person to talk to, and I was like, oh my God, guess I've been talking about this cafe. I'm really interested. And long story short, the proposal was due like that next week. So it was like a Friday afternoon, and I believe the proposal was due like that Monday. And they were like, well, if you can get me the proposal, then we can like put you in to be considered. And I was like, oh my God, I have to like figure out how to get this proposal in. So I went home and I started typing, and God bless my little sister. And maybe about a month and a half later, we got word that we got the cafe. Brooklyn Community Services has helped tremendously, I would like to say. There's constantly things that we can't do as entrepreneurs. I feel we just get absorbed with just working the actual business, and kind of being able to take your hat off to figure out your P&Ls, to figure out how to apply for the loan, to figure out who to connect with. This building, they do a good job with giving you the services and the programs and the things. There's been branding workshops, there's been money workshops, there's just been marketing workshops. There's so many different things where you can kind of just take what they're learning and apply it to your business. Has been phenomenal. As entrepreneurs, as a business owner, I understand being invested in your baby, right? And wanting to have the success, but not necessarily having the tools or the answers, right? So I feel like the programs are really good at helping identify your weaknesses and kind of just bringing you into a community or a space that can help you thrive and really get through that thing. The feedback from the community has been amazing. Just getting to know like the locals in the neighborhood, being excited about our food coming in, excited for breakfast, excited for a good cup of coffee. That has been great. But then also like connecting with the building because again, we've been here for some time waiting for the cafe. So when we finally did open up to the building, to people that work here, everybody was just excited to get something new on the menu, something fresh. It was just really exciting to finally like have something different. I definitely want to give a big thank you to DYCD and the city for always having opportunities for entrepreneurs like me and just offering all of the things for us to kind of grow and thrive and become successful.